Talavalofa everyone, my name is Ali Sitangaloa, and today I have prepared a short video presentation to hopefully provide everyone with an understanding of the concept of effective communication, particularly within the higher education setting. The ability to effectively communicate is one of the most important skills to have in any type of setting. An example would be when working in team projects. To ensure that a project succeeds, members of the team must work together to communicate ideas. Some of the best practices for effective communication between project team members include transparency, respect, inclusion, and teamwork. Group projects take time, and time is what most people in higher education don't have. To make sure that time is not wasted, it is best that all team members convey clear, concise, and transparent messages. In addition to being transparent, it is important that team members respect one another. People are assigned project teams for a reason. Whatever the reason may be, all team members serve a purpose and bring value to the project. Writer Alexander mentioned in one of her writings, and I quote, that it is natural to think that the ideas and opinions of higher level project participants may be given more weight than those of junior team members. This is definitely a mistake. All team members should be given the opportunity to freely communicate their ideas without fear of being ridiculed. Mutual respect is important in ensuring that the team link stays as strong as possible. Also, respecting one's opinions goes to show that each team member does not feel left out. This brings us to our third best practice, inclusion. It is always best to make sure that everyone feels involved. This can be accomplished by simply keeping everyone in the loop about recent project developments. Inclusion is better because more input is gained from more people rather than limited input from a few people. Lastly, effective communication is impossible without teamwork. Teamwork encompasses all the practices that I have discussed. Team members must work together to make sure that needs, wants, and most importantly, ideas are heard. The lack of practices, such as the ones I have just mentioned, results in difficulties to effectively communicate not only in higher education settings, but everywhere else. There are many reasons as to why communication is sometimes difficult in higher education settings. For the sake of time, I will only address two in this video. They are technology and culture. Technological advancements have introduced a lot of different ways for people to communicate with one another. With technology, people are now able to send messages through emails, text messages, and even through phone conversations. Technology surely makes communication easy. The problem, though, is that most communication methods over technology cause miscommunication. Simply sending an email or even a text takes away the ability for the receiver to detect certain tones presented in whatever messages are or were sent. Without hearing the voice of the sender, the listener is unable to change the communication style to fit what is being used by the person on the other end. Also, within higher education settings, it is important to note and remember that there are often different audiences. Some will understand how to work technology better than others, so that presents another gap. One of the other reasons as to why communication is sometimes difficult includes cultural differences. Working with different audiences means working with individuals from different cultural backgrounds. This means that people will interpret messages differently. A message that may seem friendly to one may be offensive to another. Also, most of the times, a non-native speaker may not always understand the message fully, So it is always best to know the audience first before even communicating. Not communicating effectively typically results in conflicts between two or more people. One way to de-escalate a situation where disagreement occurs would be to avoid a power struggle and taking a step back. It is best to step away from a conflict once it arises rather than making rash decisions and later on regretting it. There are many other ways to help de-escalate disagreements, but that was just one of them. I will be ending my video here. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. God bless.